You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do some Godzilla 2018 talk. We haven't done a video on Godzilla 2018 in a while, and I'm happy to be back doing it. But before we get started, something I want to show you guys, very, very special treat that I got in the mail today. Today's Monday, but you guys will probably check this video out on Wednesday. And this is, many of you on the nation have seen this already. This is a painting that Olivia Sinead Heron of the podcast for Entertainment Talk Nation did for me. And I know you guys can't really, probably not see it too well. Unfortunately, I don't have any way of zooming the camera because of the fact that I'm a one-man show and there's nobody behind the camera. But anyway, to give you an idea here, obviously down here is Scarlet Witch, Wolverine, The Flash, let's see here, Vegeta, Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead, and Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. And this is me on the Iron Throne with my E.T.N sword. It's pretty cool. And obviously the Iron Throne. And of course the big lug himself in the background there, Godzilla. And in the very distant, the top, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's Rodan flying in the background. So I'm going to maybe just kind of push it up a little bit, maybe see if you guys can see it better. But that's more or less the painting. She did a wonderful job. Very, very well done. And I'm very, very happy with the results. You know, when I asked her, I said, you know, hey, I'd like to have a little something representing some of my favorite characters from some of my favorite shows and movies. And she did great. And this is, I asked her to do this because I'm basically trying to work on a new setup for when I do my show reviews. So that way I don't have to come down here and set up and all that. It takes a little bit more time. And these shows finish at like 9 or 10 or 11. So I want to do something with like a more just natural background. Like you, and many of you guys have seen this on YouTube. People have a background with their like bookcases filled with their movies and characters and stuff. And I want to do something similar to that. And I want to have this painting up there in the background. So she provided the painting. I'm still working on the setup. I'm just debating where I should set it up. And yeah, she did a great job. Thank you, Olivia. If you guys are interested in any of her artwork, I will leave a link in the description for her website, or rather her Facebook page, which is, excuse me one moment, I'm going to put this down over here. Her Facebook page, and then she also has an Etsy. I'll leave a link for both on the bottom. So you guys, if you're interested and you want to get a commission from her, you can contact her there. She does a marvelous job. She does a bunch of stuff too. You know, like during the Christmas, she does Christmas ornaments. She does cups, mugs, paintings, obviously. So very, very talented. She does great work. Let me just put this over here. All right. And she also hooked me up with a Godzilla comic book, Rulers of the Earth. And this is number 21, so it's not like the first one. And, you know, I've actually been considering buying these comics and reading them and doing a review on each comic. So I haven't decided yet, but if you guys are interested in me doing that, I'd be more than happy to. I have been very interested in reading these comics. So I know this one's out of order, but I might check it out anyway just to get an idea of what kind of story they got going on here. But she told me it was really good. I'm sure some of you guys have read it and probably think it's really good. So, yeah, let me know in the comments if you want me to do comic book Godzilla reviews. I'll be more than happy to. I'm very interested in reading the stories. So, once again, thank you, Olivia. I really do appreciate it. Wonderful job on that. And for those of you who do listen to the podcast or are on the Nation Facebook page, you are very familiar with Olivia. So she's a regular. And thank you once again. Wonderful job. Don't forget to check out her links in the description. So, on to the discussion. So we haven't done a 2018 in a while, and I went back to my email. I have a saved email folder with everybody's requests from when I first started this. And of course, I haven't finished them all. There were a lot of requests, and I am going to get to them. We have plenty of time. We're still 3 years away, so we got plenty of time, and I'm sure more requests will come in. This one has to do, there was a question somebody asked, and I remember this one back when, and this had to do with something similar to a video I did before regarding the military response, but this one, and more specifically, is what kind of weapon the military would develop. What do you think they would do, and things of that nature to try and combat these kaiju? And that person also mentioned in their email was, do you think they would bring back the maser gun? And And of course, a classic Toho weapon, the Maser gun, very popular, has been in many movies. And, I don't know, they might. I mean, it's not a cheesy device. They can upscale it, upgrade it, upscale it, make it look a little bit more of our time. And that could pass, certainly. So there's always a possibility of that. I do believe that the military would definitely develop a weapon to try and combat the kaiju. And it's just a matter of what kind. Whether or not we see things we're familiar with, like the Maser gun or the cadmium missiles, that remains to be seen. They could draw inspiration from that and make their own weapon in the movie to try and combat the kaiju. But when you consider the sheer size of these monsters and just their armor, their natural skin, I mean, you're looking at a weapon that would basically need to penetrate. Very similar to, I know it's a Millennium Godzilla movie. I can't remember which one. I believe it's Mechagodzilla, the second time, or, when he fought Kiryu. And, no, actually, I'm wrong. I think it was GMK, where they kind of had a weapon where they drilled a hole in Godzilla, and he, like, blasted himself with atomic breath because of it. I think it was GMK. And, something like that. They would have to pierce the armor and then get something inside. It's like, you guys remember Independence Day when the scientist is explaining the firecracker and how, he talks about if you have the firecracker and you hold it in your hand and it goes off, you blow your hand up. But if you have it open and it goes off, you'll get a burn. Same concept here. They would have to develop a weapon that could pierce the armor and then try and detonate a device or some sort of explosion from the inside to have a remote chance of stopping, whether it's Godzilla or some of the other monsters we're going to be seeing, Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah. So that, I think, would be the first step. I don't think they're going to try the nuke thing again. They went that route before. It's possible. They didn't see what the end result was. The bomb never went off when the Muto and Godzilla were together. So that's something they could possibly revisit, but I don't really think so. I think in this movie, the military is a military. They're going to find a way to find or develop a weapon that can stop these monsters. So I definitely think you will see more military, scientifically speaking, science fiction. They'll write in the story that some weapon is being developed or some kind of thing. They could try and trap them. I know it sounds insane, but they could try and trap them. I mean, they might build some big, super ultra armored cage or fence and just trap them and either put them in the North Pole and freeze them or shoot them off into space. I mean, they could do anything. They could try anything. We've seen so many different things in the Japanese kaiju movies when it comes to trying to stop these monsters that they have a lot of options to draw inspiration from. So I definitely think that you might not see something directly related to what other monster or kaiju movies have developed over in Japan, but you might see something very similar. You might see something that's a nod to something we're familiar with, like the Maser gun. They may not call it the Maser gun. It may look like it, but they may not call it. They might have some sort of science fiction explanation as to how it works and why it affects the monsters. One other thing I thought about they could develop is, remember in the first movie, Godzilla and the Muto, there was some sort of communication, some way that they communicated, that to us read like, there's a better word for this, but I'm just going to use this word because I can't think of it right now. But their communication looked like some sort of like earthquake ripples on the radar. You know what I mean? And that's something that they can try and harness and maybe find a way to communicate and control them. That would be an interesting thing, whether or not, they find a way to do it. So there's a lot of options for the writers and the production team to come up with a way to write into the story that the military develops certain weapons to either hurt them or at least stop them, minimize the damage, mitigate the damage. The flip side of this, which can make it more compelling, is we also know that in the first movie, while these monsters were causing destruction, they weren't directly attacking humans. They were just doing their natural instinct. Their Godzilla's need to hunt and the Muto's need to reproduce. Where if these weapons are developed and the monsters begin to realize that the humans are a threat, that they could hurt them, then we could see something that some people have wanted to see, like monsters going buck wild and start destroying cities and eating humans and stepping on humans and blowing atomic breath on humans. So that would be another thing that could be like that could derive from the fact that they wrote in weapons and how the monsters respond to the weapon. Well, this is how they respond. They respond violently. So there's a lot of opportunity that can come out of them writing in a weapon that's developed to stop kaiju. So I definitely think, and because of that, I definitely think we're going to see some sort of weapon developed by the military in the next movie to try and stop the monsters. I don't think it'll be 100% effective. I think it'll have a negative effect. In other words, the monsters obviously paying their attention to the humans. And whether or not Godzilla would be one of those monsters, I'm not 100% sure. We do know in the first movie, obviously, he was looked upon somewhat by some people as a hero. So whether or not it gets to the point where someone like, let's say, Mothra attacks first, and they test this new weapon on Mothra, and Mothra gets hostile against the humans and starts attacking the humans, and here comes Godzilla, and just before they attack him, they realize that Godzilla's attacking Mothra. They see him as a good guy, so they don't attack Godzilla. Once again, he's looked at as an anti-hero. He's still killing people inadvertently. He's still destroying buildings, but he's stopping the threat, and he's not bothering the humans. So there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of different things they can do to make just that one element of the story compelling, and not only compelling, but draw it out, expand on it, make it, not just have one effect, use it, utilize it, possibly even as a primary plot. Maybe it was a weapon that was being developed by Monarch that nobody knew about, and they were developing it in case of a situation like this. So boom, now here's the situation, here's the weapon, here's Godzilla, here's whoever he's fighting, and let's see how things go down. So definitely think we will see some sort of military weapon that will try and attempt to stop the kaiju. What kind of effect it could have after that, that's up to the writers. And we'll have to wait, man, 3 more years. But we all know we have a stopgap. We have Godzilla 2016 coming out next fall in Japan, which I'm sure we'll see here in the States at some point in 2017. In between that, we still got a Godzilla game coming out in America in a couple of months, which I am definitely going to pick up. But I will definitely try and do a couple of videos and see how that works out. But we'll see. Well, let's play it by ear. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.